Hey there, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Evoke Greatness. This podcast was created for those of you who, like me, are driven by their curious nature and fascination with the champion mindset. If you have an insatiable hunger for growth and knowledge, or maybe you're just curious on how some of the most successful people have navigated their journey, we share the ups and the downs, the highs and the lows, and all the lessons learned along the way. It doesn't matter what chapter you are on in your story. Maybe you're just getting started, or heck, maybe you're halfway through. What I know is where intention goes, energy flows. It's my most sincere hope that you will hear something in one or maybe many of these episodes that resonates with you and reminds you that you are not in this alone. As we venture into year 2, I hope that you find a sense of connection and community when you're here, because we all deserve a place where we belong. My name is Sonnie, and I am so glad you're here. If you're new, there's a few things you want to know about me. I am a huge book nerd and a wee bit of a control enthusiast with an obsession for motivational coffee cups. I believe that a rising tide raises all ships, and I invite you along in this journey to evoke greatness. Welcome back to another episode of Evoke Greatness, the podcast that ignites the fire within you to embrace your true potential. I'm your host, Sonnie, and today I want to dive into a topic that is absolutely close to my heart and crucial for each and every one of you listening: knowing your worth. So let's talk about something that we've all faced at one point in time or another in our lives, and that is the struggle to recognize and honor our own value. I had somebody remind me of this today, and it was a beautiful thing because I've reminded this person of it in the past, and it was such perfect timing for this person to point that advice back at me. Think about your own circumstances. How many times have you dimmed your own light? How often have you settled for less than you deserve? Whether it's in your career, your relationship, or even how you treat yourself. I see you. I want you to know I see you. I've been there, and I am here to tell you that it's time to rise. Knowing your worth is not just about feeling good. It's about reclaiming your power. It's about standing tall in your truth and refusing to shrink yourself for anyone or anything. And when we truly understand our value, we transform not just our own lives, but we literally transform the world around us. It's amazing how many times we don't recognize that other people are watching us. Let's be that example that people need to see. But here's the thing, settling is the silent killer of dreams. Every time we accept less than we deserve, we're telling our brains that we're not worthy of more. It's literally like we're rewiring our own neural pathways to expect less, to be content with crumbs when we deserve the whole damn bakery. Science has my back on this one. When we consistently settle, our brains release less dopamine. You know, that feel-good neurotransmitter that motivates us to reach for the stars, to do those big things. And over time, this can dampen our motivation, can put our self-esteem right in the toilet. And we're literally dulling our own shine. So how do we break this cycle? How do we step into our power and demand what we're worth in all circumstances? Well, we have to recognize our own value. And this isn't about ego. It's about honest self-reflection. What unique gifts do you bring to the table? And for anyone who struggles with this, I want you to literally get out a piece of notebook paper. And I want you to write down some of those unique gifts. And you may struggle. You may struggle with this. But I promise you, if you give it good thought and you start recognizing those unique gifts that you bring, list them down. Write them down, see them, say them out loud. Think about the experiences that have shaped you. What challenges have you overcome? Friend, I know you have seen some stuff. You have been through the ringer. And these are not just bullet points on a resume. They're the very essence of your worth. And we have to get comfortable being uncomfortable. Sometimes that's negotiating. Negotiating for what we want can feel really, really scary, especially if we're not used to it. But remember this, discomfort is the price of growth. Every time you speak up for yourself, you're strengthening those self-worth muscles. When it comes to negotiation, prepare yourself. Know your market value. Research industry standards. Have those concrete examples of your achievements ready. For those of you who this is maybe career advice, if you don't do this already, I strongly encourage you to do this. Create a Word document, throw it on your desktop. And when you have achievements throughout the year, write those things down. When you're providing really great outcomes for your team, for your organization, whatever that looks like, write those things down, keep track of them. Then you have those concrete examples of your achievements ready. You can reference them back when you need them. But the most important thing is to believe in yourself. Your confidence is your secret weapon. Now let's turn the dial a little bit. Let's talk about relationships for a minute. Knowing your worth is not just about career and money. It's about the people that you let into your inner circle. Are the people around you lifting you up, or are they dragging you down? I was on a coaching call recently, and a client of mine struggled with having someone at work who was a good friend of theirs, and they were relatively optimistic. And this friend at work was incredibly negative. Everything that comes out of their mouth is negative. What do you think that does for my client? Do you think that lifts them up? Or do you think that pulls the plug and is like the energy vampire and drains them? Evaluate your circle. Are they building you up? Are they challenging you in a healthy and positive way? Are they supporting you? Are they cheering you on? Or are they dragging you down? Because misery loves company. And sometimes the people closest to you don't want you to grow. They don't want you to achieve because it reminds them of the things they haven't done or the things they're scared to do. So evaluate your circle closely. And remember, I literally tell my kids this all the time. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Choose wisely. Now, I know some people have fear around aiming too high, just in general, when it comes to dreams and hopes and aspirations. But one thing I want you to remember is failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is a part of success. If you've heard anything on any of my podcast episodes in the past, or even my guests, it is not the greatest achievements that are done on the tops of the mountains. Some of our greatest achievements, some of our most powerful lessons come from the cold, dark valley. The missteps, the mistakes, the terrible things that we perceive as failure in the moment. Those are a part of our success. And every no is one step closer to a yes. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. So I have a challenge for you. Okay? This week, I challenge you, I double dog dare you to do one thing that scares the hell out of you. Maybe that's asking for a raise. Maybe that's setting a boundary in a relationship. Maybe it's starting something, a project, a side hustle that you've been dreaming about. Whatever it is, I challenge you to do it with full knowledge of your worth. Remember, you aren't just enough. You are freaking extraordinary. You have survived every single one of your worst days so far. You have overcome challenges that once seemed insurmountable. You've survived failures that you thought surely you wouldn't survive. And you have grown and evolved and become the person you are today. And even if you feel like you still have so far to go, friend, you've got this. You can do this. I believe in you. It's time to stop playing small. It's time to evoke that greatness within you. You are worthy. You. I am talking to you right now. You are worthy. You are valuable. You are unstoppable. I hope you really, really hear me because I am talking to you. I'm reminding you to stand tall in your power and never, ever, ever settle for less than you deserve. Thank you so much for listening and for being here on this journey with me. I hope you'll stick around. If you liked this episode, it would mean the world for me if you would rate and review the podcast or share it with someone you know may need to hear this message. I love to hear from you all and want you to know that you can leave me a voicemail directly. If you go to my website, evokegreatness.com, and go to the Contact Me tab, you'll just hit the big old orange button and record your message. I love the feedback and comments that I've been getting, so please keep them coming. I'll leave you with the wise words of author Robin Sharma. Greatness comes by doing a few small and smart things each and every day. It comes from taking little steps consistently. It comes from making a few small chips against everything in your professional and personal life that is ordinary, so that a day eventually arrives when all that's left is the extraordinary.